Julio's Dream Academy, the secret school that creates global superstars. For over 40 years, the global music industry has been shaped by an invisible force, a network of exclusive educational institutions that operate in complete secrecy, training the next generation of international superstars. Founded by Julio Iglesias at the height of his career, these academies have allegedly produced some of the world's biggest recording artists while remaining completely hidden from public view. This investigation reveals the existence of what insiders call the Dream Academy, a sophisticated educational system that transforms talented young performers into global entertainment phenomena through methods that blur the line between education and industry manipulation. Music journalist Elena Rodriguez stumbled upon the first evidence of Julio's secret educational empire while researching a routine article about music education funding in Switzerland. What she found in Swiss corporate filings would lead to a 3-year investigation that uncovered one of the entertainment industry's most closely guarded secrets. I was looking into arts education grants when I noticed unusual financial flows to institutions that didn't appear to exist publicly, Rodriguez explains from her Madrid office, surrounded by boxes of documents. Millions of euros were going to something called International Cultural Development Institute, but there were no websites, no public records, no academic accreditation. Her investigation revealed a network of shell companies, offshore trusts, and educational foundations, all connected to a single individual, Julio Iglesias. The financial trail led to properties in Switzerland, Florida, Spain, Japan, and Brazil, locations that corresponded exactly to regional music industry centers. What I discovered was a parallel education system designed specifically to create international recording stars, Rodriguez continues. It's like a finishing school for future global superstars, completely hidden from the public and even from most of the music industry. The institutions operate under various names: the International Performance Institute in Switzerland, the Global Artists Conservatory in Miami, the Iberian Cultural Academy in Madrid. But former students and industry insiders confirm they are all part of Julio's educational empire. Dr. Carmen Vega, a former UNESCO arts education advisor who consulted on the Academy's early development, explains Julio's motivation for creating this secret educational system. Julio understood something that most successful artists never grasp, Dr. Vega explains via video conference from Paris. Individual success is meaningless unless you create systems that can replicate that success for others. He wanted to democratize global stardom. Vega. Julio's vision emerged from his own struggles to achieve international recognition in an industry that favored English-speaking artists from specific cultural backgrounds. Julio succeeded despite systematic barriers that prevented non-English artists from achieving global recognition. Dr. Vega continues. He wanted to create a system that could prepare artists from any cultural background to succeed internationally. The Academy concept began taking shape in the early 1980s, as Julio's own career reached its international peak. Rather than simply enjoying his success, he began developing educational methodologies that could teach other artists to achieve similar global appeal. Music industry consultant Roberto Silva, who helped design the Academy's curriculum, describes Julio's approach. He wasn't interested in creating copying machines that would produce artists who sounded like him. He wanted to understand the universal principles of global appeal and teach those principles to artists with their own unique talents. Former Academy coordinator Maria Santos, speaking under condition of anonymity, reveals the highly secretive process by which students are selected for Julio's educational program. The Academy doesn't advertise or accept applications, Santos explains from a coffee shop in Geneva, frequently glancing around to ensure privacy. Students are identified through a global talent scouting network that operates within the music industry. The scouting network, according to Santos, includes talent agents, music teachers, competition judges, and industry professionals across 6 continents. These scouts identify young performers who demonstrate not just exceptional talent, but specific psychological and cultural characteristics that suggest potential for global appeal. We weren't looking for the most technically skilled musicians. We were looking for artists who could emotionally connect with audiences across cultural boundaries. That's a very rare and specific talent. The selection process involves multiple stages of evaluation, including psychological testing, cultural adaptability assessment, and what Santos describes as emotional resonance analysis, determining whether a performer's artistic expression can transcend their original cultural context. Accepted students receive full scholarships, including tuition, housing, and living expenses. In exchange, they sign comprehensive agreements that include confidentiality clauses and performance commitments that essentially bind them to the Academy's network for the duration of their careers. Dr. Alessandro Reyes, a former voice coach at the Swiss facility, describes an educational program unlike anything available at traditional music schools. The curriculum was designed around reverse engineering global success. Reyes explains from his private studio in Zurich. Instead of teaching traditional music theory, we analyzed what made certain artists successful worldwide and created training programs based on those patterns. The academic program combines several unique elements. Cultural fluency training. Students learn not just multiple languages, but cultural communication patterns that allow them to connect authentically with audiences from different backgrounds. Emotional universality development. Advanced training in expressing emotions that resonate across cultural boundaries, based on Julio's analysis of his own international appeal. Industry navigation. Comprehensive education about the business, legal, and political aspects of the international entertainment industry. Media sophistication. Training in handling international press, social media, and public relations across different cultural contexts. Students graduated with skills that typically take artists decades to develop through trial and error. Dr. Reyes notes, they understood how to build global careers from day one. While the Academy's confidentiality agreements prevent public identification of graduates, music industry insiders have confirmed that several major international stars received training through Julio's educational network. Former talent agent Carlos Martinez, who worked with several Academy graduates, describes their unusual level of professional sophistication. Academy graduates arrived in the industry with skills that typically take artists years to develop, Martinez explains from his Los Angeles office. They understood international markets, spoke multiple languages fluently, and had an almost supernatural ability to adapt their performance style to different cultural contexts. Martinez identifies several characteristics that Academy graduates share: exceptional multilingual abilities, sophisticated understanding of international media, and what he describes as calculated spontaneity, the ability to appear natural while executing highly strategic career moves. Music producer Ana Gutierrez has worked with multiple artists who she believes are Academy graduates. There's a certain sophistication in how they approach their careers. They make decisions that suggest access to information and training that isn't available through normal industry channels. The graduates' success patterns are remarkably consistent. Rapid international recognition, sustained multicultural appeal, and careers that seem immune to the typical challenges that derail most artists' international ambitions. Investigative photographer Miguel Torres spent months attempting to document the Academy's main facility in the Swiss Alps. His surveillance revealed a compound that appears designed for both education and total privacy. The facility is hidden in a valley that's accessible only by private road, Torres explains, reviewing his telephoto images. From the outside, it looks like a luxury resort, but the infrastructure suggests something much more sophisticated. Torres's photographs show multiple buildings that appear designed for different aspects of entertainment training: recording studios, performance theaters, language laboratories, and what appear to be residential facilities for long-term students. Local Swiss officials have confirmed the facility's existence, but provide minimal information about its activities. It's registered as a private educational institution focusing on international cultural studies, explains Klaus Weber from the Canton Education Department. They meet all legal requirements but maintain very limited public interaction. The facility's staff, according to Torres's observations, includes individuals who appear to be former entertainment industry professionals, suggesting a faculty with direct experience in global music markets. Patricia Morales has studied the career patterns of suspected academy graduates and identified what she calls network amplification, an unusual pattern of mutual support and collaboration that suggests coordinated career development. Academy graduates seem to help each other's careers in ways that go beyond normal industry collaboration. Dr. Morales explains from her university office. They appear on each other's albums, recommend each other for major opportunities, and coordinate their career moves in ways that maximize global impact. This network effect extends beyond the artists themselves to include producers, managers, and industry executives who appear to be connected to Julio's educational system. It's like a secret society within the music industry, Dr. Morales continues. Academy graduates and their associated professionals form an informal network that controls significant portions of the international music market. The network's influence appears to extend to award shows, music festivals, and media coverage, suggesting a level of industry coordination that goes far beyond normal business relationships. Critics argue that Julio's secret educational system creates unfair advantages that distort the music industry's supposed meritocracy. Dr. James Wilson, who studies entertainment industry ethics, raises concerns about the Academy's impact on artistic authenticity. If a small group of artists has access to training that essentially guarantees global success, what does that mean for artists who don't have those advantages? Dr. Wilson asks from his Boston University office. Are we seeing genuine artistic merit, or are we seeing the results of sophisticated manipulation? The secrecy surrounding the Academy's operations has fueled additional criticism. Music journalists and industry watchdogs argue that the system operates without the transparency that should govern educational institutions. The public has a right to know if their favorite artists achieved success through secret training programs, argues media critic Elena Martinez. This isn't just about education. It's about the authenticity of artistic expression and the fairness of industry competition. Investigator Roberto Sanchez has attempted to trace the Academy's funding sources and operational costs. His analysis reveals a sophisticated financial structure designed to maintain privacy while supporting extensive international operations. The Academy system appears to be funded through a combination of Julio's personal wealth, industry partnerships, and what appear to be payments from successful graduates, Sanchez explains from his Madrid office. The operational costs are substantial. Maintaining facilities across multiple continents, employing world-class faculty, and providing full scholarships to selected students requires tens of millions of dollars annually. This isn't just a wealthy celebrity's hobby. The financial structure suggests a serious educational enterprise with long-term sustainability planning. The Academy's business model appears to include revenue sharing with graduates' careers, creating a self-funding system that grows more sustainable as graduates achieve greater success. Former Academy psychologist Dr. Lisa Chen describes the sophisticated psychological training that students receive as part of their education. The Academy recognized that global stardom requires specific psychological capabilities. Dr. Chen explains via secure video connection. Students received training in stress management, cultural adaptation, and what we called authentic performance, maintaining genuine emotional expression while executing strategic career moves. The psychological curriculum included advanced training in cross-cultural empathy, developing the ability to understand and connect with audiences from radically different cultural backgrounds, emotional regulation, learning to maintain psychological stability while dealing with the extreme pressures of global fame, strategic authenticity, balancing genuine artistic expression with calculated career decisions. Academy graduates were essentially trained to be psychological athletes, Dr. Chen continues. They could handle levels of pressure and complexity that would overwhelm most performers. Linguistics professor Dr. Chen continues. Antonio Garcia worked as a consultant for the Academy's language training program, which he describes as far more sophisticated than traditional foreign language education. Students didn't just learn to speak multiple languages, Dr. Garcia explains from his Barcelona University office. They learned to think and feel in different languages, to understand the emotional and cultural nuances that allow authentic communication across linguistic boundaries. The language program included immersive cultural experiences, advanced phonetic training, and what Dr. Garcia calls emotional linguistics, understanding how different languages express and evoke emotions. Academy graduates could perform in multiple languages with a level of cultural authenticity that usually requires years of living in different countries. They understood not just the words, but the cultural contexts that give those words meaning. Former record executive Ana Rodriguez describes the Academy's extensive connections within the international music industry. Relationships that provide graduates with unprecedented access to career opportunities. The Academy maintained relationships with major record labels, booking agencies, and media companies worldwide. Rodriguez explains from her Los Angeles office. Graduates had access to industry networks that most artists spend decades trying to develop. These industry connections appear to include record label partnerships, priority consideration for recording contracts with major international labels, media access, preferential treatment from international music journalists and television producers, festival booking, enhanced opportunities to perform at major international music festivals, collaboration networks, introduction to established artists for potential collaborations and mentoring relationships. Academy graduates entered the industry with the kind of professional support that usually takes artists years to develop. Rodriguez continues. Current music industry consultant Miguel Santos describes how the Academy system has evolved to address changes in the global entertainment landscape, particularly the rise of social media and streaming platforms. Adapted its curriculum to include digital marketing, social media strategy, and streaming optimization, Santos explains from his Miami office. Students now graduate with skills that are essential for success in the contemporary music industry. The modern curriculum reportedly includes digital platform mastery, advanced training in using streaming platforms, social media, and digital marketing tools to build global audiences, cross-platform content creation, skills in creating content that works across different media platforms and cultural contexts, global fan community management, techniques for building and maintaining international fan bases across cultural and linguistic boundaries, data-driven career development, using analytics and market research to guide strategic career decisions. As evidence of the Academy's existence becomes more compelling, music industry ethicists are grappling with the implications of secret educational systems that may fundamentally alter the nature of artistic competition. Catherine Moore, who studies entertainment industry ethics, raises fundamental questions about fairness and authenticity. If success in the music industry increasingly depends on access to secret training programs, what does that mean for artists who don't have those opportunities? Dr. Moore asks from her London University office. The ethical concerns extend beyond simple fairness to questions about the authenticity of artistic expression and the nature of global culture. Are we seeing genuine artistic diversity, or are we seeing the products of sophisticated training programs designed to create the appearance of diversity while maintaining centralized control? Dr. Moore continues. As Julio Iglesias enters his 80s, questions remain about the future of his educational empire and its continued influence on the global music industry. Roberto Vega believes the Academy system represents a fundamental shift in how international entertainment careers are developed. The traditional model of artistic development, talent plus luck plus hard work, is being replaced by systematic approaches that treat global stardom as a learnable skill set, Dr. Vega explains from his Sao Paulo Research Institute. This systematic approach to creating global superstars may represent the future of the entertainment industry, with implications that extend far beyond music to all forms of international cultural expression. Whether Julio's Dream Academy represents educational innovation or industry manipulation, its alleged influence on global music culture is undeniable. The system he reportedly created demonstrates that international stardom may be less about individual genius and more about access to sophisticated training and industry networks. The Academy's secrecy prevents definitive conclusions about its methods, graduates, or ultimate impact on artistic authenticity. But the evidence suggests that behind the seemingly spontaneous world of global entertainment lies a carefully constructed system for manufacturing international success. As audiences worldwide continue to enjoy music created by artists who may have benefited from this secret educational system, fundamental questions remain. Does it matter how artists achieve their abilities if the result is beautiful music that brings joy to millions? Or does the hidden nature of their training fundamentally compromise the authenticity of their artistic expression? The Dream Academy continues to operate in shadows, shaping global music culture through methods that remain largely unknown to the audiences whose lives are touched by its graduates' artistry. Whether this represents the democratization of global success or its secret manipulation may depend on perspectives that the Academy's continued secrecy makes impossible to resolve definitively. Julio Iglesias created more than just a successful recording career. He may have created the template for systematically producing the global superstars who will define international culture for generations to come.